Hello. Let's talk about something that might sound pretty familiar. You get a voicemail, and it sounds professional, maybe a little urgent, and it seems completely real. But sometimes what you hear isn't quite what it seems, and it's really helpful to know the difference. A message like this can sound so convincing, can it? The voice is usually calm, it's confident, and it feels very official. So, of course, your first thought might be to call them right back and get it all sorted out. That's a totally natural reaction. And that's exactly what the people behind these calls are hoping for. These messages are very often just carefully crafted fakes. And if you've ever felt worried by one, please know that you are not alone at all. The technology they use now is just so advanced, it's really easy to get caught off guard. So let's take a look at how these fake messages got so believable in the first place. It used to be that you could spot a scam call a mile away. The voice might have sounded robotic, or maybe the wording was just a little off. Well, that isn't always the case anymore. The reason these calls sound so real now is because of a few things working together. They use scripts that sound very official, and the voice technology they have is so good it can sound just like a real person. They can even make the phone number look like it's coming from your area code. And they're never rushed, which makes the whole thing seem much more trustworthy. All right, let's go over some of the most common stories these voicemails tell. They usually fall into just a few categories, and once you're familiar with these scenarios, it's a great first step in learning how to spot them. So, for example, you might get a message about an issue with your bank account, or maybe one that claims it's from a government agency like Social Security. Another very common one is about a missed package delivery, and sometimes it's just a vague but urgent request to call a number back. The one thing they all have in common is that they are designed to make you feel a little worried, hoping you'll act quickly without thinking. Now, the good news is, even with these realistic sounding messages, there are usually little clues you can listen for. If you know what to listen for, you can often spot a potential scam before it goes any further. So, what are these subtle clues? What are the little warning signs that we should be listening for? The clues are often in the small details. For instance, is the message vague? It might say, "There's a problem with your account," but not name the specific bank. They almost always try to create a sense of urgency, telling you to call back immediately without giving a clear reason why. It's always a good idea to check the callback number. Does it actually match the one on your bank statement or on the company's official website? Their main goal is to pressure you. And remember, a real organization will almost never ask you to confirm sensitive information from a voicemail. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the harm in just calling back to see what it's all about? It can seem like a harmless thing to do, but calling back is often exactly what they want you to do, and it does come with some risks. Here's why it's a bit risky. First, when you call back, you're confirming to them that your phone number is active, and that can lead to even more unwanted calls. You're also connecting directly with a person who is trained to be very, very persuasive. And there's one other thing to think about. Your voice could be recorded and then used for other things down the line. Okay, so we've talked about the problem, and now let's focus on the solution. The good news here is that there are very simple, straightforward steps you can take to handle these situations safely, and they keep you in control of everything. Here is a simple 5-step plan. First, and this is the most important one, just pause. That feeling of urgency is how they get you. Second, if you are concerned, verify the message on your own terms. Just look up the official phone number for that company or organization yourself and call them directly. Never, ever use the number they left in the voicemail. Third, if it seems suspicious, simply delete the message. It's perfectly fine. Fourth, you can block the number to stop them from calling again. And finally, if you're ever just not sure, it can be really helpful to talk it over with a family member or a trusted friend. After everything we've talked about, it really all comes down to one simple rule. If you can just remember this one thing, it will help you stay so much safer. And here it is. The safest rule is to simply never trust a voicemail that demands urgent action. Real organizations just don't work that way. If a message makes you feel rushed or worried, the best thing you can do is take a step back and verify it yourself, using an official phone number or website you find on your own. That simple habit is truly your best protection.